In Canada, unlike the United States, we have assisted suicide. It's legal in Canada. Now they're going to try push it on for people that have mental issues too. You know, it's up to the person. Here's a story of my brother's better half, Trisha. She got diagnosed with ALS. That's Lou Gehrig disease. It basically your body shuts down while your mind is 100% still active. And at the very end of your passing of Lou Gehrig disease, you're basically just your body's just you can't do anything anymore. And when you pass away, usually your tongue falls down your throat when you're laying down and you choke to death. So you're very aware of it. Horrible disease. But we have this law, how it works. You have to be a sound mind and body. That means you got to press the button to do it yourself. I think that's a horrible law. I think it should just be up until you want to stay around. Trisha had to do it when she was still able to do it, but she still had, probably maybe months, maybe years left. But if you cannot push that button, you cannot have it done. And I think it's a horrible. But she decided, and everybody was there with her. Her family, my family, was very cold February day. And everybody was in there. We all said our goodbyes to her, and her loved ones, were in the room. And the rest of us went outside and built a fire for her. We're Status Indians, so we were putting sage and sweetgrass in the fire, letting the spirits up above know someone's coming, And so we're out there, have the fire, and how it happened was three old retired nurses, probably 110 pounds each, tiny little ladies. They came in there with a little box, and each had a chemical. And they hooked it up for Trisha, and there was a button for her to push, So as everybody was saying their goodbyes, Trisha, said her goodbyes too. Very smart, quick-witted woman. I love her. She pushed that button, and a couple of minutes later, her eyes start closing, And here's a neat thing about when you pass. Some people say last words, when they're slipping away. She had last words, Her last words were soup and sandwiches. Then she was gone. Her cat is named Thaka. That's an Icelandic name. She's Icelandic. I'm Icelandic. We're ghoulies. But this cat, Thaka, knew what was happening. And at the doorway to leave the bedroom, there was a dresser table. And each of those three women walked out when it was all done. And she passed away just nicely, like in her sleep, And then everybody was outside by the fire. Then these three old ladies, nurses, came by. And they stood by the fire, and we're talking, and everybody's talking about memories of Trisha, And one was going like this in her winter jacket, And then I noticed the other one was doing it. And then I looked, all three of these old ladies were doing this on their winter jacket. And I said to the first one, why are you scratching your arm? Why are all three of you scratching your arm? They didn't know this happened, each one of them, but when they passed Thaka, that cat, she went with her claw. She knew what they did. Thaka knew it was inevitable, But she was still mad at those three ladies for what they did. That lady said, the cat scratched me. And then the other lady said, that cat scratched me too. Then the third lady said, that cat scratched me too. They took their jackets off, and they all had a 5-claw mark on their hands. Just quick. Cat's still around, Thaka. And my brother is still around, but he's having a hard time. He's turning to beer a lot, but, it's up to him, right? Trish liked to have her beer too. I'm mostly sober all my life, but I'm gonna have one for Trisha. But it's kind of neat how that Kat Thaka scratched all those nurses. But she did what she wanted to do because she knew it was best for her, right? My brother didn't want it. You know, I said to my brother, why don't we just fuck the law? Let's just do it ourselves, eh? But those nurses couldn't do that. They couldn't give that machine with those each had one of those little bottles, eh? They couldn't do it because they knew the law would be on them, eh? And we're not going to get anybody in trouble. But that's how the law is, and I miss Trisha, and I'm sure my brother does as well.